Today's video, I will be making fried bread dough. If you'd like to see more recipes like this, please subscribe to my channel, like, share, press the notification button so you get notified. All social media links is in the description along with the recipes. On to the video. Here's what you're going to need. You're going to have 2/3 cup milk with 4 tablespoons butter in there, 3 tablespoons heavy cream, and for sugar, it'll be a tablespoon sugar, 3/4 tablespoon salt, 2 cups of bread machine flour, and 1 3/4 teaspoons active dry yeast. Normally I use bread machine yeast, but today I'm doing active because after we get the dough made, we're going to put it in a refrigerator overnight and fry it in the morning. Today we're getting acquainted with my bread maker. I'm going to show you the different programs on my bread machine. The first one is basic breads, which I use a lot because I make a lot of white breads or even flavored white breads. Then the second one would be fast bread. The third one is French bread. The fourth one is whole wheat. The fifth one is sweet breads. The sixth one is quick breads. The seventh one is dough. That's a dough cycle. You're just making the dough in here. And the eighth one is bake only. Well, today I'm actually going to do the dough cycle. So I have to pick number 7. You don't have to worry about any other things this time because you don't have to set the loaf sides, the crust color, or nothing like that. So the machine is already ready. Now we got to prepare our ingredients. First thing we'll be doing is adding the milk, the heavy cream, and the butter into the pan. That's the milk and butter. And the heavy cream, because we got to warm it up, because yeast do not like cold temperatures. Kind of like me. I'm always cold. I don't like cold temperatures. So now we turn on the burner to medium, and we're going to melt the butter. And I got a thermometer. See my trusty thermometer? The temperature cannot go over 120. If it goes over, what you do is turn it off and let the temperature drop before mixing the other ingredients. When I notice the temperature is getting close to 115, I kick off the burner, and I'm just making sure to stir it to make sure the butter is melted, because we got to get the butter melted. I will be adding the sugar and salt in here. That way it's evenly distributed. Then I'll dump this in the bread machine, then put the flour on top, and then the yeast goes on top of that. It's right on the money. So now we can add the other ingredients, which would be the salt and the sugar. I add the sugar in right now and the salt in right now because that way it gets evenly distributed throughout the liquid. Stir it up real good to dissolve it. Then everything's going to go in the bread machine. This is the hardest part right here. Getting the correct temperature so you don't kill the yeast. Because it don't like it too cold, it don't like it too hot. Now I can put that in the bread machine. Now I'll be pouring in the milk mixture. Make sure you get all of it in there. Next comes the flour. You don't want the salt ever touching the yeast because it will kill it. And then you're going to make a little well in the center. And then you're going to pour in the yeast. Try to get it in the center as close as possible. And then I'll shut the lid. I'll bring you around, just show you what I do next. And I press the start button. And I'll be done in an hour and 20 minutes. While it's going, you can take a nap. See how the flour's on the edge? Yeah, you want to get it absorbed. So, you got to get it all absorbed. And you just get your spatula in there. It should be nice and clean it when it's all absorbed in here. See, when you're making a dough like this, it's perfectly fine to open it up and do this. See how it got clean? That's what we got to do. Now we can shut the lid and let it go. While the dough is rising, I grease my bowl. Now it's time to take it out. Put oil over it. And I'm going to loose cover it. I already shaped some with the rest of the dough. Form it into a ball. Then smush it flat. And we're going to fry it. Put some flour there, so it's not as sticky. It don't have to be perfectly round. These are the ones I already did. All we gotta do is fry them. I'm going to let them rise a bit before frying them. To fry it, we're using lard. I cover them with a clean kitchen towel. They're going to be rising underneath there. That's how much lard I put it in. We'll wait till that gets melted, and then we'll start frying. The last time I had fried bread dough, I think my mom made it when I was little. If you want to put a hole in the center so it looks like a donut, you can do that too. So I'm going to do a bunch of them now. See, I put a hole in the center of this one. This is how you fry them. Now it depends whether you want the hole in the center or not. Then when it's brown, you flip them over. When it's golden brown, you just flip it over. And do the other side. See? They're browning nicely. Then you put syrup on it to eat them. Now you check the underneath to see if they're golden, and when they're golden, you take them out. And you put them on paper towels to drain. Yep, it's golden. See, this one looks like a donut. And you fry the other two. That's what they look like. I'll show you what they look like plated. I always did put a lot of syrup on mine. This is what it looks like done. This is the one that has a hole in it. And I'll show you the others. These are the rest of them. Thank you for watching my video.